Hey guys, welcome back to Maximum Automation. In our last video, we went through that how to create Selenium test project in C#.NET. Now, since we have created our test, so the next thing is to add reporting in our framework. So we already saw the execution logs in the output folder, but we would like to see much beautiful and descriptive execution report. So today in this video, we're going to see that how to integrate Extend Report. Extend Report is an open source reporting framework which we can integrate with our project. This is the same project I'm using which we had created in our last session. So the first thing we'll do is to install the Extend Report package in our framework. I will do right click on dependencies and then we'll select Manage NuGet package. Now search for Extend Report by typing extend. We'll select extend reports.core package from the list. Now the question comes why we choose extend reports.core instead of extend reports. And the reason is that since we have created our test project based on .NET Core, that's why we are installing the package which supports .NET Core framework. You can install extend report package as well if you have created your project based on .NET framework. Now again the question comes, what is the difference between .NET and .NET Core framework? So the answer is that .NET Core is a platform independent framework. If you build your project on .NET Core, then you can run your test on all operating systems. Whereas if you build your project on .NET framework, then you will be able to run it only on Windows operating systems. Now we'll create a new class which will contain these specflow hooks like before test run, after test run, after feature, and so on. Hooks or event binding can be used to add automation logic at specific times, such as any setup required prior to executing a scenario, a feature, or a test. So we'll start with before test run. Under this hook, we'll write our logic that has to execute before the entire test run. In order to use hooks, we need to add the binding attributes to our class. Now create a method called before test run. So we'll write public static void before test run. There is one thing to note down here is that for the hooks like before or after test run and before or after feature, the applied method or function must also be static. Now we are going to create an instance of extend HTML report which takes the path of the report as an argument. So to provide the report path, we'll create report path variable. We'll generate the report at the same directory where our test case and other folder exist. To get the current directory, we will use system.io.directory. Now you might be thinking that why I have given // 3 times. So when project runs, the system.io.directory returns the location of bin folder. So to come back to the folder or directory where our test case exists, I need to provide // which means that I want to come back one folder back. After that, we want to create a result folder, and under that result folder, we'll create another folder with the name result underscore suffixed with timestamp. So that each time we'll run the test, we'll get a new folder created with timestamp. Now we'll create a variable for extend report called extend. Please make sure that the variable used within the static method also must be static. Then we'll initialize the extend variable. Now we'll attach the HTML report with extend. So that report will be generated at the desired location. So before test execution, our extend report will be initialized. Now we'll use another hook that is before feature. Under this hook, we'll create a test for feature in extend report. To do this, First, we need to create a variable of extend test called feature. This variable should also be static. Now we'll create a test and assign it to the variable feature. So based on the number of feature file we have, this method will be called before each feature file execution. And same will be created as a test in extend report. Now to get the feature details, we will add a variable of feature context in our methods parameter. With the help of this, we'll get the feature information like feature title. So when this code will get executed, a new test will be created in extend report as well, based on the title of our feature file. So we are done with feature or test creation. Now we'll create scenarios in the report. So to do that, we'll use before scenario hook. This method applied to before scenario hook does not need to be static. So we'll create non-static variables for scenario and step. Now we'll create a new node that is a scenario with the help of feature variable, and we'll assign it to the variable scenario. Again, to get the scenario details, we'll add scenario context in our methods argument. Context.scenarioInfo.title will return the scenario name. This piece of code will be executed before each scenario run. And based on number of scenarios, nodes will be created under a feature or a test. Now we will use before step hook. We'll create a method called before step. And inside the method, we'll just assign scenario variable to the step. Now the important thing is to mark a test step as a fail or pass in extend report. So to do that, we'll use after step hook. This hook will be called after each test step run. So we'll create a code to log the test step as fail or pass based on their outcome. To get the outcome of the execution, we will again use scenario context as a method argument. This scenario context or test error will return the execution status. If it returns null value, it means our test executed successfully. So we'll log the step as pass using status.pass. Else, if it does not return null value, it means our test step got failed. So we'll log the step as fail using the status.fail. Now at last, we need to flush our execution logs to the report. So we'll use after feature hook, which will run after the completion of a feature. Under this hook, we'll just use extend.flush. Extend.flush will flush all the logs to the HTML report. Please note, if you don't use the flush, then the HTML report will not be generated. So now it's time to run the test. But before running, we'll build our project to make sure there is no error. So we'll right click on the project and then we'll click on build. Once the project will be built successfully, we'll run our test. So build succeeded. Now we'll run the test, click on test and then click on run. The moment you click on run, the execution will get started. So once your execution will be completed, we'll get the result folder created at the same location. And we'll get the HTML report inside that folder. So for each execution, we'll get a different folder. Now you can see that execution has been completed successfully. So we'll see the same in our HTML report as well. So this is the result folder created automatically. And if we expand it, it will get another result folder with timestamp. Now open this dashboard.html file in Chrome by doing right click and then select open with Chrome. So here is the dashboard, which you can see. It shows the number of tests executed or passed. To see the result in details, click on tab named as test. Once you click on the test, you will get this detailed result. You can see the test is created based on the feature file name. And under that test scenario is created based on our scenario title. You can also see that all test steps has been logged in the report. So guys, that's it for today. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you liked it. Please click on like button. Also, please subscribe to my channel for more videos.